I'm going to show you how I went from this drawing in my journal to this solid stainless steel working prototype. And I'm going to show you all the prototypes and drawings that it took to get here. Hey guys, I'm Kyle. I hope this video gives you inspiration and a good idea of what the inventing process looks like, at least for me. This is the first time I'm going public with my invention, so I'll give a little background of what my invention actually does and the problem that it solves. I promise it's all important to the prototyping process. The original idea I came up with was actually intended to solve a completely different problem. I suffer from left shoulder pain like most lifters, and I would always take a broom handle to loosen up my shoulders before a lift. If you know, you know. One day in 2020, warming up in my cold concrete basement, I thought, what if there was a product designed to increase your shoulder movement range of motion? It would have sliding grips and you would lock them in closer and closer together as you increase your range of motion overhead. I thought it over and realized that this wasn't a breakthrough idea at all. It could easily be replicated by just moving your hands closer in on the broom handle. The sliding grips were just a novelty. A few days passed and I thought back to that sliding grip idea. What if it wasn't a shoulder mobility bar, but it was a full body workout bar with sliding grips? The sliding grips would provide the range of motion of dumbbells and the bar would provide the stability of a barbell, all while focusing on muscle contraction and your stabilizer muscles. The idea progressed over the years, and this is what the final product does. Slick, right? The Hero Bar is a full-body fitness bar with my patent-pending sliding grips. There are two modes of adjustable resistance throughout the system. Traditional resistance through resistance bands and lateral resistance through the sliding grips. Turn the dial on the grip and it becomes harder to slide the grip along the bar, lateral resistance. Turn the dial all the way and it locks the grip in place anywhere along the bar. Nice. But Kyle, there's no way to do single arm movements, you idiot. Unscrew the end lug from the end of the bar, slide the grip off the bar, slide the grip adapter through the center of the grip. Attach your resistance band to the grip. Now you can do single arm movements. Now you have the full assembly, a flat bar, and two grips to do exercises with. All in one. And if you couldn't tell, the entire assembly unscrews for easy travel and storage. Oh, come on! If you're interested in my product and want to find out when it launches, go to heroicfitness.co. Join the waitlist. Now that the backstory and picture out of the way, let's get into the prototypes. It started with this drawing and this sticky note right here. And this was my grocery list when I was walking through Home Depot trying to pick up parts for my initial prototype. Sadly, when I moved, I threw up my very first prototype and some of the other ones. But it was essentially this. A PVC pipe, two larger diameter 6-inch PVC pipes that acted as grips, two PVC pipe end caps, and two eye hooks that I screwed into the end caps to attach resistance bands to. That's it, costing me probably $30. I did some testing with this POS prototype and figured the idea was sound enough to go ahead and enhance the prototype. I drew up some new sketches in my journal you can see here, and when I came across a good idea, I drew it up in AutoCAD. Once my CAD drawing was complete, I wanted to see this thing in real life, so I started looking into 3D printing companies that I could send my drawings to and they could send me back a print. Everything I got back was extremely expensive, upwards of $100 just for one print, so I said,
fine. I'll do it myself.
Bought a 3D printer and taught myself how to use it. Here's a picture of me, April 15th, 2021 at 12:49 a.m. when I printed the first part of the first Hero Bar prototype. The cycle of me sketching, drafting, printing continued on for about a year, and these are some of the results that I got. So the idea is that this bar helps you increase your range of motion per exercise. So say you're doing a bench press, you'll start out with the grips spread apart, and then as you push forward, extend your arms, the grips will come together and you squeeze at the top. This part is fixed to the bar, it rotates with the bar, and this is a free rotating grip. This is a barbell collar. It's a very simple design, it just tightens and loosens if you want to have the bar fixed in place. If not, it'll be in sliding mode. This is just a simple harness design with a paracord. Most of the prototypes I do have still are either broken or missing parts. I don't know what the hell happened, but I have the files, so I'll just print more when I move to a bigger apartment. I eventually hit a wall with my designs, and I had too many questions that needed answering. What material should I use? How should I connect the pieces together? Is this even manufacturable? What's the best way to make the grips slide smoothly along the bar, etc.? I needed professional help, so I reached out to a professional prototype designer, Jason, to work with me and make this Hero Bar manufacturable and, more importantly, working. I should note that this is the part of my journey where I decided to go all in on my product and believed in it to my core. I still do, clearly. I made the decision to take this idea and turn it into a business. If you're going to be spending thousands of dollars on a professional, manufacturable design, you need to truly believe in it. I explained my vision to Jason and showed him the progress that I made so far. With his manufacturing and design knowledge, he offered great input, and at the time, we decided it was best if we redesigned the entire bar and added these helical bar banging tracks to make the grip slide. The design was very complex and ended up looking something like this. I then got a quote from a Chinese manufacturer to make this design. Turned out it was going to be $500 per unit at an MOQ of 100. This would mean that I would need an extensive amount of upfront capital just to get inventory, and I would need to sell the bar at such a high price to make any sort of margin. So obviously I decided not to do that, and looking back now, the design is far inferior than my current. Production cost was through the roof. There was no feature to add lateral resistance to the grips or lock it in place. Production time would have been extremely high, and there were these helical cuts running all the way down the bar, making it extremely uncomfortable for the user to grip. Needless to say, we needed to go back to the literal drawing board, but what we came up with was a breakthrough in the design and is the prototype that I have here today. I reached out to manufacturers again to get quotes for this design, and the prices were much more reasonable. Around $250 to $300 for the US manufacturers and around $130 to $150 for the Chinese manufacturers, all with MOQs of $1 to $200. I made a video to show you the process I use to find manufacturers. It's something good to throw on a first date. Since the quotes were now much more reasonable, I picked the top 2 manufacturers from China and got samples from them for $250 and $350. I told the US manufacturer that I was working with that he was too expensive for me to continue, and he ended up just making my product anyway and sending it to me free of charge just to show me the quality that he could produce. Good move on his part. This leaves me with 3 manufactured samples from 3 separate factories. I'll save sample reviews and how it helped me redesign my product for another video. Subscribe so you don't miss that. My prototype designer Jason didn't have the capabilities to make me a sample product, so these manufactured samples were the first time I ever got to try my product. Luckily, the product works great and it performs exactly how I dreamt it would. After working out with the Hero Bar for over 4 months now, there are a couple small quality of life changes that I want to apply to the next version. Hopefully the last. It was unnecessarily long. I want to shorten the bar to where this black tape is. I want to add my logo as well as the knurling to the center bar. I want to make this end lug that the resistance band attaches to swivel, like that. Improve the grip design so it is a more controlled and consistent slide when you start to add lateral resistance. We are finishing up the design on these improvements that I just listed as I am releasing this video, and I will keep you updated on the new and improved Hero Bar. And that is how the Hero Bar went from paper to product. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you learned something, and drop a comment if you think my product shit, cool, or have a suggestion for it. The innovation never stops. Peace.